Today's video is brought to you by Hex Gaming. Let me ask you a question. Do you need that competitive edge in that first-person shooter, third-person shooter? Are you just getting straight clapped by the competition? Or how about that raid in that console MMO? Do you need something to give you some ease for your next cooldown, make your rotation a little bit simpler? You need some customizable buttons? Or do you just want a flashy controller? Visit Hex Gaming today and use promo code TANEK127 to get 5% off anything you order in the Hex Gaming store. That's hexgaming.com. Use promo code TANEK127 at checkout to get yourself a discount. Enjoy the video, guys. Gamers and gameheads, what is going on? My name is TANEK127 and welcome back to another video. And guys, in today's video, we are going to be talking more about Gigantic Rampage Edition. However, there's one thing I do want to ask you guys. When it comes to Gigantic Rampage Edition, do you really enjoy the content here on TANEK127 Gaming, or would you rather see this game posted more on my shooter channel at Tanek FPS? Let me know down in the comments below. I also put a community poll up for this section on my channel. Let me know where you would rather see this game covered, because it is a hybrid of a hero shooter and a MOBA, so I am curious of you guys' opinion on, where everybody wants to see the game covered more. But anyway, that is not the topic of today's video. So first and foremost, if you want to stay up to date on all things Gigantic Rampage Edition, make sure you're liking today's video and subscribing here if you are new. But let's go ahead and get on into it. So, Gigantic Rampage Edition is less than a week away. And man, I could not be more excited. Hint, hint, Gearbox, sponsor your boy, please. But anyway. As a veteran player myself, this has been one concern that's constantly on my mind, and I get this question all the time. Now, I haven't been getting it a ton or anything, but it was asked in one or two videos that I uploaded about Gigantic. I did get this question, I believe, on Discord a few times, and actually even a few of my friends have actually asked me this question too, and they're curious. For those who haven't heard, Gigantic Rampage Edition is taking more of a retail route this time. The game's not going to be free to play. It's going to have a simple entry fee of $19.99. But they are completely eliminating microtransactions from the game. Now, me personally, with the game only being $20, I wouldn't be mad at microtransactions as long as, they're strictly cosmetic. That's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people don't like that. Microtransactions should only be in free-to-play games. But the game's $20. That's just my personal opinion. But the concern is because the game was already shut down once and people are weary, how are they going to keep it from getting shut down again if the game is not going to have any microtransactions? And that's a valid worry. That's a valid concern I think the community has, and I really think Gearbox, when they do get around to it and the game launches, they should probably address this, because the developers have been pretty open about the game, talking about some of the future stuff they want to do and things like that. So I think this is probably something they should bring up in a future devlog or something. But I do know one thing, and I can kind of predict a bit on how I think this is. So for one, Gigantic Rampage Edition, y'all have to remember something. It's the original Gigantic plus new content. So I don't believe, and I'm going to say I don't believe because I don't know for sure. I don't believe the development costs for this game are as high, because a lot of the content was already there and done, from the original. They still had the assets and things like that. The old team, and the maps, the characters, all that stuff was still there. Now, they've added new content. They've brought in some new characters. They've brought in some new maps. They do plan on adding some new stuff. But the amount of stuff that they've added isn't, equal to a whole new game. Hence, the $20 entry fee. Now, a typical AAA game usually costs between $60 and $70. This game is 1/3 of that. Almost, 1/4 if you make the $70 the new base price of today. But I think, because the game's being, is now in the possession of Gearbox, and keep in mind, guys, these are the guys who have made the Borderlands series, and they still have the Borderlands game servers on the PS3 and 360 online. I don't think, them affording to keep the servers for Gigantic on is really going to be an issue. But I do see, where the concerns do come in, because like I said, they do plan on adding more content and stuff to this game. I do believe there's like a ranked mode plan and some other things that they're going to be adding and launching. But it does make you wonder how this, this $20 entry fee is going to help them, keep covering that. Like, yes, this will probably cover some of the initial costs for some of the content that they've made, like the new characters and maps and stuff like that, especially, depending on how well this game sells. And it was pretty popular. I do imagine that it's going to sell a pretty decent amount, especially if they do the marketing right and things like that. But I honestly don't know. Honestly, like I said, I can predict how things are going to start off. Like I said, the game already has an entry fee to it. It's not free to play like it was before. It's a $20 game. They didn't have to, from what I know at least, they didn't have to remake the game or anything like that. A lot of the old content was probably still there. They've just, used development resources on the new stuff and probably supporting the current gen consoles with any features they might want to add, things like, possible ray tracing or 120 hertz gameplay. If they're doing any of that stuff, which we still have no idea. Oh my god, I would love for there to be a 120 hertz option in Gearbox, please. But yeah. I honestly don't know, guys, and I really hope that, this is something they do come out and speak on, just, to alleviate that worry, because, like I said, if this game hadn't been shut down before, I don't think it would be on people's mind as much, because from first glance, you can tell Gigantic's a unique and different kind of experience, and it's like a lot of people said, and I even said myself, the game was ahead of its time, and I still personally believe that. But I see where the concern is, and like I said, the $20 fee, that it costs to get into the game now, that'll probably cover a lot, or if not all, of the initial costs of development. But for the future of the game, what exactly is that $20 that everyone's investing going to do if there's no microtransactions? Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments below. Y'all enjoyed today's video? Smash that like button. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.